Just the tips. We should call this episode Just the Tips.
Just the tips.
Right?
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, maybe we can't do that. I don't know how YouTube works.
We'll get blacklisted.
The Dad Collective, that's the show. With two young dads to let you know the ups and downs, the highs and lows. The Dad Collective podcast, here we go. Here we go. And we're back.
Halloween's not for a couple of months.
No, but I'm doing it because I wanted to tell you something. You reminded me pre-caught.
This is how you remind me.
No, I'm Daniel.
I'm Paul.
And this is
the Dad Collective podcast.
another episode. So the reason why I went scary with that is that before the podcast started, we were talking and we were making voices like that. But then I thought like it kind of is Halloween-y. So Joey just had an audition
for
are
you allowed to say?
Yeah, I can say. I think for the Dawn of the Dead series.
Oh, really?
Movie. Yeah.
With George A. Romano, though?
She's the main. It's her. It's a kid and their mom as the main characters for most of it.
That was like...
Dude, she had to be a zombie in the audition.
Like, so who did the makeup?
No makeup. Just like acted out.
Okay.
I'll show it to you after.
What direction
I'm
did
not
she
allowed
go?
to show it on here.
Did she go like slow zombie or like fast aggressive zombie?
No, because so I think the audition process of self tapes lends itself to having to only go slow because you can't go fast because then you're out of the scene.
See, she really should have committed and got someone off the street and just ate them.
No, she shouldn't. Maybe if she gets the call back, we'll have her do that. But I'll show it to you after this. She did like the full like neck like contorting and like the teeth like chattering. And
what did
like,
she use as her motivation?
So she worked. So obviously Jamie typically works with her on these types of things.
Yeah.
And she worked with. She has like a 101 acting coach that like we have like a package of like 8 that she does throughout the year. And
Sure.
so she worked. We pulled one out for this thing. And so she worked with this guy who is
Dean?
like, no.
Okay.
No, it's called LeBlanc Acting
I
School.
know LeBlanc,
They're pretty
okay.
big,
I know
right?
them, yeah.
Yeah.
Joey?
No, Joey's my daughter.
Oh, you fucking missed the joke.
Oh, Joey LeBlanc. Yeah, funny. Dad jokes.
Get out of here.
Oh, I loved Friends.
I liked Friends.
It was good. So she had this audition. It was frightening. I sent it to my family. Like we were actually scared, and she cries in it.
I want to see it.
It's good. I'll show it to you after.
Yeah, show it to us after. That was like my dream. I think when I got into acting to do a horror movie, I think would have been...
It's the best, I think.
It's like, but
probably the most
worried,
fun.
Are you worried that might like fuck her up like a little bit?
I was more worried that she might be typecasted. Every
As
movie
a
she
zombie?
does. No, as like dark, scary movies. They're always dark and scary.
What's wrong with that? That's amazing.
Nothing, but I'm saying that's a typecast.
Like
to some
that's
extent.
longevity.
Is it?
Yeah. Look at Corey Feldman. He's doing just
Please
fine.
don't compare.
Can we put up a clip of him dancing here? Because he's like on tour right now.
That's
with
assuming I
Limp
remember.
Bizkit. He is on tour with Limp Bizkit.
He's a whole other beast. It's insane, but yeah, it was she plays scary, somber people well.
Yeah, and
She's
you always
good at
thought that's what you thought Sunny would be.
Oh my god, I got some sunny stories.
Let's just dive right into
right
it.
in.
Man. Just
We're not even
dive.
talking the topic.
Not
I actually
yet.
made some notes. Okay, actually forget the notes. I know them off by heart. So
He's been practicing.
the other day, like
he
so
was
this
so
week.
excited to film.
Yeah,
He's just
okay.
practicing in his
I'm
car in
ready.
front of my house while I get ready.
Well, Jess did see me sitting in my car. She's like, "Why were you sitting in your car?" I'm like, "I don't know, because Paul. I got here early, and Paul doesn't like me coming early."
Jess even says, she's like, why is he always early?
Because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get here.
I know it is inconsistent.
It's so inconsistent, and
I
I'd
hate
rather be a
Toronto.
little early and sit in my car for a bit and like
Get away from your
research-
kids.
Well, not that,
Get
but
away
yes,
from your
that.
kids, yes.
Well, after this weekend, yeah, like it's been pouring all weekend. You know this.
Asher's freaking going stir crazy.
Yeah, and you're inside your house, you're stuck in there, and so I've been stuck in my house these last 2 days, more or less. And so yesterday, my kids were like on a rotation of in and out of my house. Like Jamie took like for a play date, and then she took Atlas to a birthday party, and like so whatever kid wasn't doing something was home with me. So I just stayed home and was the home parent for that moment, for that day. And so when I had Sunny alone at one point, I'm like in my room with her, and I'm like, Sunny, let's just have a serious talk. Like, can we? I want to see if I can get a serious talk out of you, because she's always just like joking and smiling, and I'm like, let's talk seriously, and she'll just start like laughing or like scarily laughing, like weird stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and she's like, okay. I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, do you want to be like, you want a job?
Can you
like,
preface on how old Sunny is?
Sunny is 6.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm like, I'm not saying that this is what she has to be, but like that's the right about age where they're going to start saying like, oh, I want to be a teacher. Or, they know of jobs. They know I am job.
My brain went there too.
Right there.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. And so she's serious. She goes, I'm going to, I'm like, so what do you want to be when you grow up? She goes, well, I'm going to have to do some work. I'm going to have to go to work. And I guess
this is a serious honey voice.
It started off serious. She goes, okay. I guess I have to go to work. Maybe this is exactly how she said it. She goes, I don't know, maybe I'll be a dinosaur. And I'm like,
hey, dinosaurs have jobs, man. Look at your guy right up there. He's got a briefcase, little lunchbox.
I'm like, oh, Sonny. And then we're walking home from school the other day.
Does she actually think dinosaurs is an occupation?
I don't know. I didn't follow up. I had no follow-up questions.
I think like you should follow up because if she does think that's a job.
I think I said, what does that mean? And she started laughing uncontrollably, ripped her clothes off and ran out of my room. Like she's just like, rah! She's just insane. In the best way. Honestly, in the best way, her insanity is amazing. We're walking home from school the other day and out of nowhere, she goes, I'm so happy we speak English. I'm like, Sonny, first of all, you barely speak English.
Yeah, I'm
like, what are you even talking about? And now Atlas is becoming like sillier. So he was born and he's like in his, 2-year-old age, he was very Joey-like. He was like, very good with his words and well-spoken and smart, like good recall. And now he's being
good recall,
like memory,
like you meant like a
total recall.
No, I thought you meant like a dog.
Get on the Mars.
No. The three-titted lady. That's the only thing I remember about Total Recall.
Best movie. But now he's becoming sillier and crazier and just like making faces and being silly. And so like we're at the dinner table last night and I'm like, it's funny, like Atlas is moving from like being like Joey to being like Sonny. And she goes, hey, what does that mean? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Who got offended? Joey and then Joey got offended and went upstairs and wrote in her diary about it.
Dear mom and dad.
The dark, it just starts raining in her room. No, but that's true though, because like Jess and I were talking. It's like we don't go out much. We did go on a date night to go see Blink-182, which was awesome. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But like hanging out with Asher is just fun because he's just so funny and he's like getting a little personality.
Yeah, he's getting a personality now.
Now, did I send you the video of him just like how he just humps all the time now?
No.
So I
don't know if you're allowed to send those types of videos.
Yeah, no, we are
over the interwebs.
He's learning how to crawl.
Oh, okay.
So like he just gets stuck and he just starts like power humping and he thinks it's so funny. So he's just laughing his head off.
Does he think it's funny because you guys are laughing immediately?
No, but like the camera will go off in his room and he's literally just in his crib.
Send me that video and I'll put it to like Bump and Grind or something. And
sure.
I don't think we can put music like that on
Pony, Genuine.
My pony.
But it's just so, he's so entertaining. Like he just like gets this like,
and it gets better. It gets better every day.
Sticks out his tongue. He's got a tattoo now. It's just like shit's just popping off at the home life.
You better clarify what it's a rub-on tattoo.
That's
child abuse.
It's an all natural tattoo.
Child abuse.
I was like, you should have put it on his face.
I saw a video on TikTok recently where this mom brought her kid, like young kid, not a baby, but like young kid, like probably like 5 or 6, to a tattoo shop and got like a tattoo that meant something to them. Now I went, it like looked real. So I went to the comments and a lot of people were saying like that it wasn't real, it's fake. And I'm guessing it has to be fake, but like,
yeah,
parents are crazy.
That's insane.
Our 4-year-old is getting a tattoo. She turns 5 this weekend, so I felt like this was the perfect time to take her in and let her get her first tattoo. Especially since 5 is when I got my first tattoo. So this is actually kind of a bonding experience. I know you're probably wondering what tattoo she is getting. We wanted to let her get whatever tattoo she wanted, so we let her think about it for a while and she finally made a choice. We wanted it to be a tattoo that would be meaningful for her, but we also didn't want to influence her choice at all and make her get a certain one, so this was totally up to her. We just told her, pick something that you love, because it'll be there forever. She is seriously the bravest girl ever. She wasn't nervous at all. Sam cleaned up the area and got the stencil on. Noelle approved, so she got right to work. I couldn't believe that she sat still the whole time and pushed through the pain. It is a fine line tattoo, so they don't really hurt as bad anyway. Ever since Noelle was little, she's loved shoes, and now she will have a shoe on her forever. Once it was done, she went over to the mirror for the big reveal, and her face was priceless. It turned out so good, and she absolutely loves it. And she's already asking for more.
Did you use a fake ID to get your tattoo for your first tattoo?
No, they didn't never ID'd me.
That's good.
We were in Montreal. That was my
that's
first
true.
one.
Things are lax there.
Super lax there, and yeah, they didn't speak
I have
English.
to go back to Montreal next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, just you know.
Are you just giving us your calendar?
I think I'm gonna drive.
Let's put up Paul's calendar for the next month.
Not look at Paul's calendar.
Yeah, drive. I mean, the drive to Montreal is really not like exciting. It's
sucks.
boring, but if you like driving, which you kind of do,
Sometimes
it's fun.
Yeah, but
it's nice to be alone in your car.
The flight is like an hour.
But you did that last time. You took
Well,
like a train
I
and
flew, and then I took the train home.
And you said you hated the train.
The train sucked.
So that's why you'll
I
just
have
drive.
like a discount code for Porter, so maybe I'll just fly. I'm gonna end up flying.
Yeah, you're flying.
I'm not 6 hours in my own thoughts. Like that's just terrifying.
But you can listen. You can like work on the podcast.
That's like, well, how am I working on the podcast when I'm driving?
You just I don't know. I always come up with like ideas and stuff while I'm driving.
I do. I'm the shower idea kind of guy. I got my best ideas in the shower.
It's because you spend like 80% of your day in the shower. You
I
take like 6 showers a day.
I like taking showers.
It's not good for you. I've looked it up
fantastic.
since our last time.
Yeah, when was the last time you showered?
I showered before I came today.
Not standing in the rain.
This is yeah. Well,
it's like a very Adam Sandler fit going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
wearing.
thought of Adam Sandler when he was on the Rogan podcast. I didn't listen to that yet.
He's coming on our podcast next
Is
week.
he?
Yeah,
Oh,
I locked him in.
Sweet. He's a dad.
And he's a Jew.
Yeah.
We have 2 ins.
There you go.
No outs.
There you go. So this episode is for the new dads.
Well, we said to each other that like it's been some time that we've revisited the whole, it's a dad podcast for dads at every stage. It's not just about the stages we're in. You're now out of the new dad-ish. I mean, you're still a new dad, obviously, but you're not like getting ready to have a baby. You didn't just have
Definitely
a baby.
not. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm far away from that. So we thought we would use this episode to kind of revisit those experiences.
Yeah, maybe try to go viral a little bit.
Maybe try to go viral, but more importantly, educate.
Yeah.
And
while being viral.
But I think now you're at a point where you might
give
have
advice.
some fresh tips in your
Dude,
mind. Frosted tips in your hair.
Yeah. Freaking Ashley from O-Town. All up in my grill.
All for love. Remember that one?
That was a fantastic one. No, my best friend just had a baby, Simon. He had a baby little girl.
What's her name?
Well, he posted it, so I'm allowed to say it. I'm not going to because his wife will kill me. She scares me. But we went to go pop by their place.
Is it a cute name at least?
Yeah, cute baby. She's
Because
small.
like Simon's that name is such like
well,
a
her
little,
name's Mila.
Simon and Mila is like a little British family.
Yeah, hello, my name is Simon. I like to do drawings.
Mila, come on the.
Yeah, have some tea crumpets.
Come on, I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
what's that? What's it called outside? Come on the Laneige.
Cul-de-sac?
Come to the whatever.
Laneige?
Come to the Laneige.
I don't know what that means, man.
Mela.
But yeah, so like Jess, we have a group chat with Simon, Jess, and I.
This is their first kid.
It's their first child, and Jess was just like firing off advice, and like we like know a lot of.
Are
shit
they asking
now.
for advice?
Yeah, like
Because I remember before she's like, I hate when people are giving me advice unsolicited.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Do they feel that way?
Who did? We just give it on whatever. They take it as it is. But yeah, like he came back. They got to they're staying at her parents' house in Richmond Hill, which will soon be their house. And he's just
so
like,
it lives near
man.
me.
So first two nights, he's like, oh, it's so easy. She's so good. Like she's so great. She's so calm. And I was like, yeah,
Get ready.
Yeah, I'm like, get ready for it, man. When they realize that they're not inside a human anymore,
Yeah.
it's fucking.
What the fuck is this? What did you put me into?
Night 3 is like, this is insane. She won't go down without crying. She only stops crying when she's on us. I was like, yep, welcome to being a dad.
And it doesn't, and like you've seen, it doesn't stop. There's the phases of difficulty and they change.
He's like
you're going
cranky
through
today.
shit now.
Yeah, he's
have
teething right now.
1-year-old problems. You're gonna have 2-year-old problems. Like it's all part of the
Teenager
fun
problems.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
40-year-old kid problems.
I'm not getting out of the basement.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, that was pretty much me. But the crying thing, it's funny, and that's part of my tip, I think. And maybe I don't know if you guys.
I want to kind of focus on the before,
This is the
the
before
during, and the after.
in that order.
Well, yeah, I think.
But I'm
that's like
here already. You've
but-
given me the after.
So just table it. Just
No. But I
take
won't
that
remember.
note, put it up on the side.
You talked about the crying. I'll mention
Okay,
that, and then we'll jump back.
We're gonna
Yeah, we'll just fucking
reverse
like
it.
Bill and Ted this shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely Keanu in that relationship between me and you.
I a natural Keanu.
No, I don't know.
I am Keanu.
But your hair is lighter and blonde, so like it's like Beavis and
Listen,
Butthead.
he was in The Lost Boys. I'll take it. It's fine.
He was good. So did you and Jess do this? And comes back to Simon's issues with the sleeping and the crying. Like, do you know, I felt that going into it, like with our second and third kid, knowing who is really like responsible on what days and what times to deal with the newborn baby crying. So like at nighttime, right? I think that regardless of whether or not you're the person who has to get up for whatever reason, I think that it's a lot easier to take on. I remember this when you know that it's your turn or your night or your responsibility, because the worst feeling, and we've done this before, me and Jamie, but the worst feeling is like a baby's crying or a kid's crying, like my 1-year-old, 2-year-old's crying, and no one wants to acknowledge it or get up. Like, who can lie? We start playing a game with like me and Jamie. It's like, who can lie in our bed longer and stand what's happening in that other room longer?
Yeah.
And so I think that knowing, whose kind of role and responsibility it is, whether it changes on a daily basis or just in general.
I think it kind of comes down to breastfeeding, because
that plays a role. But if you have a bottle, then it's a bottle.
Yeah, but not at the start though, because like
some people never breastfeed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like for us, we breastfed.
So in
like,
your relationship,
it was like Jess was up.
That was me too.
99% of the time.
Yeah, because
even now, like he's still on the boobies. So like if he like the last week, I think we were supposed to film on Friday, and the night before he woke up like twice at like 1:30 in the morning, which never happens.
Yeah,
and then again at like 4 because like he's teething. So like she would go in, breastfeed him, and then put him back to sleep.
Yeah,
and so for that, like I'm pretty useless. We do have a bottle, but he's not. He won't. It won't. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not as quick. It's also not as quick. Like Jamie liked breastfeeding, not just because of the connection with the baby, but also because it was like the most convenient.
Yeah.
Like for her, right? It's different for everyone, but like there's no bottle cleaning, there's no mixing, there's no making sure temperatures are right. It's just like,
well, they have a machine for that.
It's
now.
Just like roll over, and I know for sure, but then the machine, you have to plug it in, you got to, whatever it is. Breastfeeding, you roll over and you just give it, and it's like super straightforward and easy, and there's no cleanup. It's like an infomercial.
Well, except when they puke all over the place.
Yeah, but that's their cleanup. That's happening regardless.
The baby's cleanup, you're making.
Yeah, you don't
put him right to work.
That's
right away.
tip number 2. Get your baby in the mines.
Get them in the union right away.
Fine, but taking me back in time, you want to talk about before the lead up to the dad. Any dads out there? This might be helpful. This might be complete bullshit.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But even moms take some notes, because you might learn something from a dad's perspective.
Yeah, or take some notes on like how incorrect we are.
Incorrect. We are.
Sometimes we're catastrophic.
I think
in our reactions
leading up. I think a really good thing to do before the baby comes.
Go ahead. Did you do this? Actually, I'll ask you that after. Tell me first.
We were supposed to, but then he came early. Is take like a little trip away, the two of you, especially if it's your first baby, just so you could have those last moments.
What do they call that? A baby moon?
A baby moon, or whatever it is. Like we were supposed to go do a hotel weekend.
Who's they? Who calls it that?
Us, because we're they.
The zeitgeist.
We're a freaking leader in the baby world.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Number 1 baby podcast. Kid podcast, dad podcast, whatever we are.
Let's call us the fun
kids
guy
bop.
Fun guy podcast.
The fun guy podcast.
Yeah, we're like
podcast
the kids
about
bop
mushrooms. We're the kids bop a podcast. No, take like a baby, get away, just the two of you, because you're not gonna have. I think we've had 3 date nights,
and even that, I'll be honest, is good. Like me and Jamie didn't go out for 12 months the first year of our kid.
We went out for a dinner, and we went to Blink-182.
Again, should we pull the calendar back up? I'm not asking about that.
I'm just trying to think. We did 2 in
no,
9,
but I think you
months.
did. You went to a wedding, I think, or something. But you brought him. Was that happen yet?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't bring
somewhere.
him. Yeah, we left him at somewhere
in the car with the window cracked.
He was just chilled. He was just chilling on his Game Boy.
It was a Tesla, so he was fine.
He was fine. Baby mode.
Get away.
Get away. Just enjoy those moments together. Enjoy the moments by yourself.
Well, that's
have some alone time. Like sit in your car for an extra 10 minutes before you go into the gym. Like
Is
just
that what you did?
Yeah, just like enjoy.
Sit in front of Paul's house for 35 minutes.
Hang out with your dogs, right? Like just enjoy that alone time, because it really does change. And as much as you think like your life's not going to, your life
Does
is.
anyone think that though?
A lot. I didn't think it was going to be.
You thought it was like a third dog.
Yeah,
like that type of responsibility.
Yeah. No, but like just enjoy those times together. Like if you're planning on doing something and you're like, just do it. Get it done before the baby comes. Make a little baby bucket list.
I guess it's just, and I think that resonates. And whatever a trip means to you is a trip. A trip can just be like
anything.
It can be like you like staying at home and planning something different and special,
Go
right?
golfing. Go to a movie.
But don't forget, it all depends on how the pregnancy for the wife is going, right? Because like sometimes in the later months, they're just like, I don't want to fucking go away.
Yeah, we
I
were
don't wanna
supposed to go to
fucking
Buffalo,
out.
and she's like, I
just
can't
wanna
do it. I'm so
lie here,
swollen. Yeah.
order me pancakes from McDonald's, and don't talk to me all night. And that could be her own little baby moon, and that's okay. So find those times, because I had a point.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go forward a second, that I think that's important before and after. And I know that it's obviously a lot harder, but like the more, and that's not about going away, but the more you can give yourself as an individual or as a couple of parents some self-care, the ability to, and you're probably in this now, like a moment to wind down, a moment to give your partner a break, a moment for you to get a break.
Yeah.
That makes you a better parent. That makes you more attentive. That makes you a better person when you're working. Like it's just in general, like it's easy to get overwhelmed when the baby's there. All this shit is happening. And if you try to stay on top of it, you could be just, doing worse for yourself and worse for your child. So like it's okay to like say, you know what, I need an hour. I got to get out and get that support, hopefully from your partner, and because you would give it the other way. So I jumped ahead, but you can jump back.
And I think another big thing, and this is gonna save a lot of dads
should have done
to
a
be
Dave Letterman top 10 list.
We should have, but we
don't prepare.
We don't have a budget for that. Have you seen where we are?
It's only this, and we can't talk about the podcast outside of this because time is money.
Yeah. So this is going to save a lot of dads' asses.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever complain around your pregnant spouse about being tired, about being stressed, about not feeling good, especially as it gets closer to that date. The chances of your head getting fucking ripped off,
this is
very high. This is before.
It's true, for
Never
sure.
complain about being tired ever again in front of your spouse.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I mean,
just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Find other things to complain about that they can't
that they can join with you and complain about it. Like they have the government. The rents are too high.
What is all this?
He really contributed a lot to that one. Just have something to complain about, but never, ever, ever complain about being tired or just like.
And do you think that accelerates more, like the whole like being mindful of what you complain about before? Is it worse after the baby's born, or
just never complain ever again?
Ever again. Got it.
Whatever you're going through, they have it 10,000 times worse. If your day was bad, their day has been worse.
Maybe.
Yes. Just never complain.
But I don't. You know what? I don't like that message, man.
Why?
I'm fighting against that because. Equality? There is, and we've not equality. Forget equality. There's an epidemic. We've spoken on the show about like mental health and males and fathers who feel like they have to be strong or have to suppress their. They have real complaints too. And I'm not saying just complain to complain. It's very easy to complain about everything. I do that often and I try not to. Yeah. The fucking weather, the this, and work, and this. And like, it's so easy to complain, but sometimes complaints are legitimate, or at least feelings are.
Sure, if it's legitimate.
So don't bottle up as the dad feeling you have to not share in some of the real issues of being a parent.
But if you have like a colicky baby and you've been out of the house for 8 hours... Moments. Like, just don't be like, oh, man, today was so shit.
Pick your moments.
Just don't do it.
Pick your moments. Like, a good moment to do that.
Yeah.
Once your wife is sleeping, just like whisper into the ether and like hopefully no one heard it.
Just write it on a piece of paper and burn it. And just throw it the window. Not at your wife. Don't light her on fire.
No.
Throw it outside of the window.
Oh, yeah. Light the paper, not the...
You know what? Also, you know what a lot... We both watch a lot of tech YouTube.
Yeah.
I wish that someone would be like, this is the bag I'm bringing to the hospital. What were some things that you wish that you brought to the hospital?
So,
while you were having the baby, not when you were having. We do not have the baby. Your lovely partners.
Not yet.
Yeah.
The future is now.
Yeah.
What did I wish I brought?
I wish I brought a fucking pillow.
Yeah, a pillow.
Because they don't give you a pillow usually.
Well, I mentioned this. They don't know that you exist in there. Like you're just tucked in a corner.
Seriously.
In a chair convertible.
But these people might not have watch that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know the first time.
I didn't know. Simon got a fucking bed. They had a bed for
But
Simon.
he got lucky.
Yeah, he had
That
a
was
bed.
like that's the luck of the draw. That's not the that was
Yeah.
typical.
I got a
yeah.
funny story about the day of.
Okay, I want to hear it,
Asher.
but I'll just tell you some of the things that I
Yeah.
wish I brought. So yeah, pillow for sure,
Like
blanket.
an EDC baby born. What's in my bag episode of the TDC podcast.
So if you're ready, like be prepared. Like we weren't ready because Jamie went to labor early, much like you, ish. And so make sure you're ready. But in my bag, the most important things I think in this day and age are obviously a pillow. Like besides all the stuff your
Bring
wife
a
needs.
pillow, everyone.
Pillow.
If you're listening, bring a fucking pillow.
I'd rather have a sheet, like that fucking
sheet?
I want a sheet because that couch that
It was horrible. It was
it's
sticky.
not. It's not.
It's sticky.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Forget about the comfort. It's
And
not
can
going to be
you-
comfortable. I don't feel comfortable extending my body on a bed that's
When was-
on a bed that's dirty
You
and it's gross. There's crumbs in
don't
it. There's
shower
fucking.
anyways. Did you have a
there's all
private? Did you
that
have a
stuff.
private room?
Yes.
Okay. When was Joey born? What month?
September.
Okay, so we both. So it was probably still a little hot.
It was.
Yeah. So we had a late November, but baby. But I feel like if it was like August or July, like sitting down, if you're wearing just like you got down to your skivvies, and it like sticks to your freaking leg and you rip off and your skin's there.
That's why,
And then
'cause
you
it-
have to
it's
go
like-
get a
it's like a
skin
pleather
graft.
material.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's why I say bring
It's
a
not,
sheet.
it's not built for comfort.
That's why I choose a sheet over a blanket because like I can get warm with like my hoodies
What
and my
about a
things that I
sleeping
have.
bag?
No sleeping bag.
Yeah, it's.
But
they
you know
make
what I was
some
going
nice
to say?
ones.
Maybe I haven't been in the sleeping bag game in
I
a
don't even think
while.
I've ever owned a sleeping bag.
I used to. We had one that was used my whole life that like was passed down from like my parents. It was like
generations.
a brown fucking like big cloth cotton. Like now they're all like shiny and waterproof and stuff. This is just literally like a blanket with a zipper on it.
And like you don't even want
it
to
was-
donate it because people look down on you.
It eventually disintegrated.
Yeah, nice.
But that's why I say a sheet is more important than a blanket.
Okay.
Sheet is more important than a blanket for
Yeah.
the dad. The mom needs all the stuff. But really, your whole fucking charging kit. Make sure you're ready
Everything.
to go.
Everything, yeah.
Every charger for every phone or every laptop or every iPad, anything that you're bringing, not just for you, but like be prepared for your wife as well.
Yeah, because we watched
or your partner.
we watched something on like my laptop one night.
Yeah.
When the baby was sleeping, like I brought like my Switch that I didn't touch.
No, that's a setup.
I like
You're not gonna
my
do that.
iPad. I like maybe touched it. I have
Really?
my laptop.
I live on my iPad.
I know I'm more of a laptop guy, but you have the Pro, don't you?
For the laptop or the iPad?
The iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't do my work on it. I use it for media consumption exclusively.
at night, but we have a TV in our room. We watch that. I know you
don't
watch
do
your
that.
you
I
watch
watch my
your
iPad.
your iPad.
Sometimes Jamie
But-
wants to go to sleep.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I tell Jess.
Anyways, yeah, no, pack a good bag. Like bring your chargers. So we were, I think it was like the night Asher was born, and I like rang the freaking bell and asked like the nurse for ice, like a cup of ice, and she was like, "Oh, for her." I was like, "No, for me," and she like looked at me like I was like a sociopath.
That was your mistake. You should have said it's for her.
You sure?
Everything is for her.
I'm like lying.
What did you need ice for?
I had like a warm Coke. I wanted a cold Coke.
You're not at a fucking Denny's. You can't
That's
just
what she
order
said.
ice at a
And
hospital.
she's just like, "What? Like, you think this is the Four Seasons?" I was
Yeah.
like, "No, I didn't ask for Fiji water.
Take your Louis Vuittons
I
and
just-
march back to your fucking room and support your wife.
I just wanted a thing of fucking ice, and like
can you, if you have shredded, I mean, I'm not particular, but if you can have like chopped ice, I prefer that.
it was chopped. Listen,
It's
I like,
always
I like
there.
my nuggets, man. I like my ice nuggets.
But
yeah, so
yeah.
pack a good bag.
Would she have
because,
given
like,
you ice if you said it was for her?
She did give me. She
Oh, she
came back,
gave it to you.
She brought it back. Yeah,
She brought it back. She
was
knew
at,
it was
like-
paying the
It was
bills.
at like 1:30 in the morning, and I was
Why
just
do you
like,
need a cold drink? And what is happening here? You know what? Bring a water bottle. That's
like a
step
reusable,
two.
refillable bottle.
Reusable, refillable
But
bottle.
so where were your babies born? Same place, right?
At Mount Sinai.
Yeah. So they have like a nice little food court. It's like it's pretty
Great.
good setup.
And you can walk outside too, and there's
And
lots
it's
of
like
food right there
everything.
too.
Yeah. Like so it was pretty good. But definitely pack like a bag. Keep yourself entertained.
Entertainment is good. Depending on how long you're going to stay there. Like
We
for
were there
Atlas,
for 2 nights.
Atlas, I didn't stay there because it was during COVID,
He was just so little.
which was like a little bit of a blessing. Sorry, it wasn't because of COVID. It was because we had 2 other kids, and so it just was easier for
What
me
do you
to
do
take
with
care
your
of
other
my
kids? Do they come to the hospital?
No, no, none of my kids came to
And
the
I
hospital.
hear that's the play. Like, don't bring your kids to the hospital.
No, I don't think. I mean, I guess it depends on how long
Unless you're
you're
just gonna
there,
leave them
right? How long you're at the hospital. Like, if
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. If it's like a NICU situation.
yeah,
it's
right.
very
But if you're there for a day or two, then
Yeah.
no, like they would stay with like when Sonny was born, Joey stayed with like my mom.
Okay.
Or Jamie's mom, I can't even remember. But when Atlas was born, it was kind of COVID-y. It was 2021, so people were still like in that world, and so like no one really felt super comfortable. I think my parents are a little more like on edge about all that, and so
They like sprayed
and
down
they're
your
older.
kids.
And Jamie's dad is old. Like why put unnecessary risk? Jamie's can handle it now. She's like 3 in, and it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I just stayed home and watched the kids, and then would go to the hospital. Like I don't remember like at night, or she came home the next day. But I wasn't super active for Atlas because of both COVID and because it was
And
her
he's
third.
the last kid, and you stopped caring.
Stopped caring.
I'm the baby.
As soon
I
as he
get it.
came out, I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, we're here. This is it. I wanted 3. This is my life now.
Okay, this is
is
who I
it.
am.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for.
Learn how to install your car seat.
Oh, you're jumping to a next one. I thought
No,
it was
I'm
my
saying
turn.
this is before.
Okay, go.
Okay, no, you
Fine.
do it. No, you.
I was
fucking
gonna
go.
jump. I thought we had a game going here.
This is no
And
game.
The game was
This is
you do
serious-
pre and I'll do post.
The audience has no idea that that's happening.
It's like a.
This is like you were having a conversation in your head. Where you're like, oh, this is good.
It's not me.
This is the way-
It's the fucking treadum slowly kicking in right now.
That's good. That's good.
Fine. Go ahead with your car seat. You
Yeah,
already started it.
Install your car seat beforehand.
Obviously, you have to do that.
But also learn how to put a baby in the fucking car seat.
There's
Practice
videos,
with
yeah.
a doll. Because it's not easy.
Did they do it with you at the hospital? They check and make sure you know how, right?
They're not allowed to do
They're
shit.
not allowed to touch.
They
But
can't
they
touch.
watch you.
They watch and judge.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're like laughing to themselves. Like, I was like, what am I doing it wrong? and I go to do it. They're like,
Because you were doing it in like a hospital game.
no,
like
and you're
you weren't
stressed.
dressed.
You want to go home.
It's flowing
like
in the
it's
wind.
The first time you're driving with like something that actually matters in your car.
Let me ask you this: when you left driving,
was
did you
horrible.
drive extra slow? Like were
Yeah,
you just
and it was
so
a
fucking
snowstorm.
like 10 and 2, just like completely
And
doing
I'm an
it?
angry driver. And because Asher came before, I was supposed to get my windshield wiper replaced because anytime it would
Oh, it's struck. It's streaked.
it's like bad. And it was like a fucking rain snowstorm. And we were driving to Jess's grandparents' house that's like 2 hours away.
And is this early or late?
It was
morning,
like 2.
after-
It was like 2 in the
Okay,
afternoon.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but it sucked. And we got into a fight. It was just not fun.
We got into a fight
it was
the
not
day
fun.
you took your kid home?
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. I was stressed.
And then does that take you back to rule number 1 is like,
like
don't
piss off your
tell
wife.
her that you're stressed.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
that's
have
okay.
road rage.
It's okay to fight sometimes as long as you can get to the end and
Yeah, we're here.
and make it, it acknowledge that you were in a situation where you're both stressed. Like,
Yeah.
right. When you both are aware of that, then you give yourselves a little more slack.
Like have some grace, but like, yeah, it sucked. And I'm like an angry road rage driver.
So you drove extra slow. Yeah, me too. When I first drove Joey and we left,
Yeah.
I was literally like 10 to like all my fucking young driver training came back in, like 3-second stops at stop signs. Like,
Yeah.
don't come to your fire hydrants for any reason.
Yeah.
Like I stayed away from everything. Parallel park.
Well,
like
I
the
also
3 signals.
got a car I probably wouldn't have got in knowing I was going to have a kid. So
But you didn't get it like just before you had a kid. You
no,
had it a while
but
ago.
it's like, it's a faster
yeah.
car than,
But it's still it's a safe car.
it's a very safe car, but
yeah,
it's just like,
it's an SUV. So like
it's just
good.
like, I don't know.
So what's your next car then?
I don't know. Probably,
time?
I can't,
Trade it in?
no, I can't get out of that.
You get in a
brand.
van?
I can't get out of the brand. I got to stick with it. Once you drive one, you can't not. But,
But what about your kids, man?
well, he loves being in it.
You don't need to drive fast in a fast car. Just because a car can
It
go
says
fast.
a guy who drives a minivan.
I don't have a minivan.
Yeah.
And I'll say it for the last time. I miss my fucking minivan. It was the best car that we've owned.
You should
I
go-
love doors that open like this. There's no fucking and here's tip number 2 or whatever number we're on. After you have a kid, be very cautious and conscious
what you buy.
of the doors. Of the
doors.
doors in parking lots. I jump out of my driver's seat to this day now so fast so I can get to all the doors before my kids open the door. So I everyone looks at me like in the parking lot like, oh, what a gentleman, he's opened the door for his daughters. No. I'm jumping out so I can pre-open them so they don't smash that Tesla next to my car
Oh, 'cause
or on
they're-
the other side.
Yeah.
And that's why vans are so good because there's never that. But like I learned it after we didn't have vans anymore.
So you're
that
gonna
like
get another van.
we get into a parking lot and I'm like, no, don't open the door yet. Sonny, no. And she's like, and it's like windy outside. You know those doors will just fly.
And she's terrified
And
because she
crush
hates
it.
the wind.
It's
So she's
all
already
a
hiding?
shit. No, she said she doesn't. She said she doesn't mind the wind anymore.
So learn how car seats operate because they're confusing with the snaps
and the
stuff.
crackles and the pops.
Yeah, like it's not like the movies.
Do you ever had a good like spaghetti bolognese?
Yeah, I make a fantastic spaghetti bolognese.
Like a really good bolognese.
Yeah, like my meat sauce is phenomenal.
Would you ever make me one
Sure.
if you think it's so good?
Yeah.
I think a good bolognese is like the best thing you can have. I'm being honest though. I'm just thinking about it.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, because I'm thinking of like kids and when feeding them and that's like I'm trying to think of a tip for later about like, you know, foods that all the kids can enjoy. And a bolognese always just fucking hits.
Cool.
Just hits, man.
That's good.
What are your thoughts? You put
My
Parmesan
thoughts?
in your bolognese?
I don't like Parmesan cheese.
No?
No, I'm not a Parm guy. I like Parm if it's fresh, not grated.
But
I don't like the.
But what about freshly grated?
Yeah, freshly grated. I don't like the Kraft.
Oh no, I'm not
That my
who's
brother
talking about that.
My
Parmesan?
brother scarred me as a child.
Ugh, no. I'm talking
It
about
smells
like
like
real.
fucking feet.
Going forward in this podcast, anytime I mention Parmesan, it's only about fresh Parmesan
that's good.
or in freshly
That's good.
grated.
As if the podcast keeps going this way, we won't have a podcast.
What do you mean? You don't know how to roll. That's your problems. You don't know how to roll with the punches.
Oh, look at that tip number 5.
Roll with the punches because things don't always go the way you want.
No,
And that was a
things
test. Me and
never-
Jess
never-
discussed that conversation
Never go
to see
the way.
you wanted to.
Yeah, you didn't test that conversation.
Of course not.
Just start talking. I don't know what you guys fucking talk about.
We do talk. I had to message her when I got here because you weren't responding to let me in the
yeah, my
house.
phone was flipped over.
I'm like, little pig. Let me in.
That's fucking. I'm thinking Walking Dead with Negan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he's
Little pig.
There's a guy who like dresses up as Negan
He
on
looks like him.
TikTok,
I seen him.
and that's all he does. I'm like, do another bit, dude.
I know.
Do another bit.
He needs more
I was waiting
material.
every time I go to his next one.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
But he's good though.
He is good.
He has one line, but he's good.
I feel
Because he
like,
looks like him a lot.
but there's a lot of people who look like Negan.
It is a general look.
Yeah. Same with Brian Koberger, who's like the guy, the Idaho murders. I constantly see people that look like Brian Koberger. Jess and I are out. I'm like Brian Koberger. Brian
Yeah,
Koberger.
it's a look.
Yeah, it's like in what was that movie? If you're white, you're Ben Affleck. Role models.
Yeah.
All right, so
That was a
roll
great
with the
movie.
punches is huge.
So huge.
It is huge, especially being on our side of things.
I'm going to test you again later in this podcast to see if you can. See if you've learned to roll with the punches and somehow turn whatever I fucking say into a conversation.
I'm not a gummy.
It's nothing to do with the gummy. I want to see if you
That's
can
I
handle
know
it.
how your brain's working. My brain's not working the same way as your brain's working. This
But
time.
you're an improv guy. I want to see if like you can connect the
I never say
conversation
no.
somehow. Never
Sure,
say no.
never
That's
say
the rule
no.
number one. Rule number one of
That's
improv.
how babies happen.
Never say no. You didn't change. Let's be honest, and we all know
Yeah,
this on
we
this
know
podcast.
this.
You didn't change his diaper that often.
Now every day.
Now you do every day.
Well, because like in the mornings.
Okay,
I-
so you're doing it more. That's great. But and it sounds like a joke, but like not practicing, but just kind of knowing how a diaper works before you do it for the first time, like without your wife telling you, like no, like just having it under. And there's videos. Obviously, you can watch a video on like YouTube
but
or
it's
whatever.
not the same. It's like tying a tie. It's always opposite.
It is, but as long as the straps are in the back, flip into the front,
dying
you should be
here, yeah.
good. But you know what? Even better than that, because like at the end of the diaper phase, so you'll get there, you're not there, like sometime in the 2-year-old mark.
Yeah.
They don't just lie there for you anymore. They fucking like squig and spin and whatever,
Asher.
right?
He flips around.
It gets worse.
So he wears pull-up ones now. He doesn't wear. He doesn't
Really?
wear. Yeah.
He wears pull up.
Yeah.
He's so fucking big, man. He's not even close to a year yet.
I know.
Atlas's pull ups slide off of him.
No,
and they're like one
he's-
size.
He wears the pull-up, and it's a game changer. It is a game. Not doing the tabs and all that
yeah,
stuff.
of course. A huge game changer.
It's like, yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
he like because he's in his like air humping phase. So like he like rolls on his tummy. He's just like
You're still in that phase, aren't
It's
you?
so yeah. I air hump all the time because we had trouble. But yeah, the pull-ups game changer. But
they
yeah,
move.
It's never a stationary thing. Also,
That's why. Sorry, but
swaddles.
Go ahead.
Learn how to fucking swaddle that baby.
I never swaddled once.
I can't do it.
I couldn't.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I can
can't.
fucking.
Where do the arms go? Do they?
I can rewrap a soft taco supreme from Taco Bell so that it turns into a burrito and it's easier to eat. But I can't do a swaddle.
What do you mean?
So when I got Taco Bell, I've gotten it a few times
I
in my
love
life.
Taco Bell.
So a soft taco comes like looking like a taco.
It is.
So
It's a taco.
So it's a taco, obviously. So I open it up. I fold the bottom. I fold the right. I fold the left.
So it's a
and
mini
it
burrito.
becomes like a mini burrito, and it's way easier to eat. And I don't like the shapes of tacos. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh man, see, I'm a big cheesy gordita crunch guy. I
Yeah,
love
but those
the
are
cheesy-
more like
They're substantial.
yeah, but they're not. They're more flat
Have you
bready.
tried
right?
Have you tried their new nachos?
No,
Like the nachos del grande or whatever they're
no.
called.
I sorry. I
It's
don't
like
eat Taco Bell
It's
that
like
much. Hmm.
a giant tray of nachos. It's really good. If I'm having a bad day, I order Taco Bell to my office. You could tell.
And I was just, no, I'm pointing the phone, you asshole. I'm saying order it right now.
No, Jess will kill me.
No, I can't even talk about.
And
We
then I
had it
complain
the
about
other
my
day.
stomach hurting.
We
And she's
had
like,
it
stop
the other
already
day.
talking about it. Hurts your stomach every time.
So I'm going to tie it back because we're talking about improv, never say no. Having an idea of food for your kids and when they eat and what phases, like as the dad, like I feel like moms are definitely in tune with this and they just know. But like no, like me actively learning when they're
Hungry?
supposed to, not when they're hungry, but like, okay, we're at 5 months. Can I give him scrambled eggs, Jamie? Like we're at 8 months. Can I give him this? Like knowing those phases, I think I didn't so much when Joey was born, but like I learned it as we went along. And I think like going into that situation, knowing it ahead of time, and again, watch a video on YouTube, whatever, read a book. But I think knowing that would have helped me a lot more the first time around.
Yeah, like we've been introducing food to Asher.
And how are you learning about it? Like what's
just give him
right?
everything.
No, but like do you follow any of the what's right, what's wrong?
Yeah, Jess does. I just follow her lead.
That's what I'm saying. So you knowing that is helpful because if you're alone, it's like, I can
Well, ask her,
give
what
him
should I
some
give
food.
him? I make his oats.
Answer.
His
He's
Oaties.
hungry. Question mark.
Oaties. No, he loves those like freaking arrowroot cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, like we have our little dance party, and
Mums or no, like actual arrowroots.
they're like the little round ones.
Oh,
And he
okay.
holds them in his hand and does his like weird hand,
He flops them
his hand
like
thing.
a wet fish.
But in the morning we have our
all
like
fish
we
are
have
wet.
our
That's
yeah,
stupid
it's true
comment.
unless it's dead and on a plate. It could be wet with sauce. I hate fish. I like sushi though.
Turn it back into something.
Anyways, so we have our dance party in the morning. Then I put him in his like bouncy thing.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, hey, do you want a cookie? And I go get him a cookie. And his face lights up. And then he puts it in his
training
hand.
him like a dog.
And he's just like,
Put it on his
flipping-
nose. Wait.
doesn't-
Wait.
no, but Chandler knows because he just stands under it, waiting for him to drop it so he can eat it.
It's all those cues, right? Like
Yeah.
it's funny. Like no matter what, dogs, babies, like you
can't
can do
breathe.
something. It's okay. It's okay. Just take a deep breath.
No, it's
somehow.
because I'm congested and sick.
I know, but like, what do you do to help it?
Meditate.
I'll give you 5.
Nice.
You need 5?
Let's keep going.
I'll give you 5.
No,
we're
we're
gonna
good.
take 5.
Yeah, Jamie at the back.
Jamie. I don't know what the fuck I was saying anymore, but we were talking about food. No, but after that you said something. I don't know.
About the cues. You're
Rewind
talking
the
about
tape.
cues.
Oh, the cues. Yeah. So like babies and kids of all ages, like they start to learn your physical cues. Like that's exactly like the cookie comes out or a sound of something opening. They're very similar to dogs in that way. My dog Ruby, every morning I make my kids lunch for school or camp. I make it every morning. That's kind of my rule.
What are they eating these days?
I'll jump into that in a second. I just don't want to forget the tail end of this story.
Yeah.
And so every day when let's say I'm making a sandwich, only when I'm making sandwiches, as soon as I take the knife and I start I cut the crust off my kids' bread so I can make them like little party sandwiches, which they like. Or I make them like cutouts with little shapes. Ruby instantly knows that
she's getting
sound
the
and she
crust.
comes in. And I don't always give her the crust because sometimes there's like food on that crust that she shouldn't be eating, like safe for a dog.
Okay.
Like there's like if there's turkey, like I give my kids turkey. Dogs shouldn't eat turkey, I don't think.
In high doses.
Yeah, so I don't fuck with that at all.
And it's all you're probably giving your kids processed turkey. So there's no ditch or bean or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's considered processed. It's
It's not freshly
cured.
carved.
No, it's not freshly carved.
Yeah, so you're fine.
What do you think I got? You think I got freshly carved turkey money for
Yeah.
daily lunches?
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce, some stuffing.
Oh, those are great sandwiches.
Oh my god, the best. You ever been to Earl of Sandwich in the States? It's mostly like
Yeah,
it's in Florida or Disney.
I think I might have. I'm a big sandwich guy.
Anyways,
so.
they make really good sandwiches, like decent.
Yeah.
But they
The
have a
Thanksgiving
seasonal one. They
sandwich.
have a Thanksgiving
Yeah,
one.
Starbucks does it.
So good, really.
Yeah, Starbucks does it. It's actually legit.
Starbucks makes me really happy.
That's good.
Not like I drink it daily. And so this is like tip number 6, like find the little things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Because and this is a shout out to Starbucks, at least in my neighborhood and the surrounding Starbucks around me. Going to the drive-through there, because we've drive-through Starbucks, is such an enjoyable experience because the person on the other end is just a really great, uplifting, positive person speaking to you, right? Versus like we know how Tim Hortons is like,
Yeah.
I drove away from a drive-through the other day. I'm not gonna say
Angry.
what store. Not angry because I couldn't even hear them. Like she was talking. I'm like, honestly, I'm just gonna come into the restaurant. I can't hear you. So the Starbucks drive-through people, I'm gonna call them like the ones at like Bathurst and Major Mac or Dufferin and Major Mac, and then there's another one at Dufferin and like 407. They're always so like happy and polite or playing fun little games, and that moment in the morning is so uplifting for me.
Yeah.
It really is. And I don't go daily. I go maybe once or twice a week.
Okay.
But it's so wonderful. And that's a 5-minute interaction that really just makes me feel
It's
better.
like smiling to a random person on the street.
So I think like you said, going back to the point earlier you said where it's like try to find, like go away with your wife or get a trip beforehand, during, whatever. It's not always accessible, right? Like you can't always do that. And so if you can't do it, you find these little moments and these little wins with your
create like a
partner.
movie night at home or something.
Movie night at home, or
Yeah.
like find these little moments of happiness. Mine happens to be with a Starbucks employee, but just in general, like try to do it with your significant other or your partner. What other tips have you learned, my man? What other tips you learned?
It's sometimes it's good to listen to other people's advice. You don't know everything.
Oh, I feel like we need to flash back to like podcasts or whatever, where you're like, we don't want to hear it, but like you've grown. That's a good thing. That is
No, but it's true.
good thing.
Like we were completely against crying it out, and we didn't do a full crying out thing. We did that like the Berber method or Ferber method or whatever it is.
Furby method.
Where you do like Kirby.
Surround them with Furbies and scare them to sleep.
Yeah. My mind went somewhere else there. No, like where you let them cry for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
check
yeah.
in on
Anyways,
10
whatever
minutes,
the
whatever it
method
is. Like it worked and it was life changing for us. So sometimes like people do know what they're talking about. If you had friends who have like, I'm not saying like parents or grandparents, like go to your peers, listen to a podcast. And while you're listening to that podcast, make sure you smash that like button.
Whoa.
And leave one of your favorite tips right now underneath in the
Always
comments.
type. You always type like this.
I do. That's
so
how
far
I type.
from your body.
I just because I'm always
like type like here.
I don't type there. I don't even type anymore.
Zombie,
People type for me.
Keyboard zombie.
Yeah, listen to people's advice who've gone through it, just because like you might get some good tidbits.
100%. And knowing that advice may or may not work for you, like going into that, like all kids are different, all babies
And that's
are
another
different.
tip. Every baby is different.
But take those tips because again, like at least it's something. It's a defense, right? Like think of like your Game of Thrones, you're defending the wall. If you only have arrows, you're gonna lose. You need lots of different things, different arsenals, like fucking fire launchers, a dragon, because you're gonna need to pull out one of those pieces of arsenal, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why the more you know, the more you grow.
Was that your theme song
Beep, beep.
for Grow? Was that your theme song?
No, we had some weird ones.
Yeah, well, you should have went with that.
Lady
Maybe it would have
Gaga
been more
songs.
successful.
What would have been more
The
successful?
more you know, the more you grow. That was perfect.
But the more you know is already a thing, and it's like a line.
You weren't going to get sued by fucking Vern, whatever his name is.
I was.
Oh, maybe. He was on Star Trek. I hate Star Trek.
Litigation, man.
Litigation's not a fun time.
It's
Yeah,
real.
so listen to people's advice because they...
How about this? Be open to people's advice.
Another big tip after the baby comes.
Yeah.
Those sleepers that tie at the bottom rather than the snaps.
Yeah.
Game changer.
What do you mean say tie zip?
It's not a tie. It's like they look like kind of like penguin legs. You tie them together at the bottom.
Better?
Like the sleepers. Way better.
I don't know what those are.
Exactly.
What do you
Google it.
No, but tell me what it is. I
It's a
can't
sleeper
picture.
that there's no snaps, there's no slippers. It ties at the bottom.
Like a potato sack?
Essentially.
But like one tie, or are you like lacing down the
No,
leg?
it's one. It's like one tie, like tying a bag of trash.
Okay, so
It's way easier for diaper changes.
100%. So that's not their blanket. That's their sleep.
It's a sleep
Remind
sack.
me what a
It's a
sleeper is.
sleep
It's been a
sack.
while.
It's like a sleep
sack. So ours were all zipper.
Yeah.
At the bottom. So it's the same concept.
Zippers are good. These are better. I would go snap, zipper, ties.
But let me ask you
the
this:
hierarchy.
these are some of the worries that I would have and put my worries to rest.
Yeah.
How when you tie it in a bow? Let's say you're tying it in a
Doesn't
bow. I'm
come
guessing.
undone.
Huh?
Doesn't come undone.
Forget undone. How much slack? How much string
So
is?
that's their
no, but how much
size.
extra string is loose in the bed?
Not a lot at all.
Not enough that will choke the baby at night.
No. I wouldn't be pushing on the podcast if it wasn't a game changer.
A throat choker?
Yeah.
No chokers?
No one's getting choked. Yeah, it's a game changer.
Not until the baby goes to sleep.
Yeah, no, it's a game changer. Also,
That's
the
good.
Nanit Pro camera with the breathing band.
No, that's stupid.
No, we love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Ugh.
We track.
I think it
track
gives
his,
more-
tracks his breaths.
You don't want to track their breaths.
Why?
I don't know. Everyone's different. I do not want to track their breaths because it's like it's another thing that stresses you out.
But it
It's
doesn't-
another thing that like worries
The
me.
first,
that
it's
like
the
I need
first,
to listen. I
the
stop
first-
hearing it. Blah blah blah.
The
Like,
first 3 nights,
babies have survived hundreds and
thousands of years.
without
They're
it.
born in the fucking bayou. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you see it for the first couple of nights and it's anxious or whatever, and then you're like, it's good. It's good.
I guess so. I guess at the end of the day, you get used to whatever you have. We never did that. We also were like afraid. Like this again. This is just like Jamie, who's a little bit overly scared of things.
Yep.
Of like using like the Nest ones or ones that went over a Wi-Fi network versus a radio network because blah 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 Wi-Fi. But I'm like, Jamie, Wi-Fi is everywhere.
everywhere.
But it's like in the house. It's not just like it's not because
Have you seen Lawnmower Man?
I mean, there is things. And again, we are not scientists by any means, but there are like things saying like. Yeah, having your phone and certain types of devices close to your head is not good for you. So I get it.
They also said if you like keep your phone in your pocket or you have your laptop on your junk, you're not gonna have a baby. I've got a baby. Laptop's always on my junk.
They don't say you're not gonna have a baby. They're saying that it could affect that.
Asher's
yeah, they say such crazy things like you can't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah,
but that's why I smoke Laramies. Good for you and smooth.
Yeah, that's a big game changer.
Let me give you a game changer. You're just fucking firing off. I got some game changers.
Let's go.
Don't have kids. No. I'm trying to think of post. Like, well, I'm actually funny enough. I did make some notes. So as I sit in front of your car, as I sit in front of your house, sorry.
Well, you are technically in front of our car, so that was an accurate statement.
That's true. Stay organized. Obviously, we talked about that.
Pick up milk on the way home.
Yeah, it's funny. I wrote like master like the swaddle because I never learned that, and it was like so
Swaddling's
tricky.
insane to me.
I think our swaddling lasted like a day.
Yeah, Asher hated being in the swaddle.
Yeah, I don't think anyone who likes being strapped in like a fucking potato, like
they have
like
issues
a pea
when they're older.
in a pod.
They have issues. They become cat ladies.
Or cat men.
Yeah.
Right, gentlemen. Okay, give me another one of your tips because I'm like,
what happened to your fucking notes?
I've touched on a lot of them already, so I think I'm in a good spot from that.
I think.
What have you personally learned from, let's say this, like from a tip perspective, from the day Asher is born to the moment that we're in now? What are some other things that you're like? I wish I knew that, or I did not think that. I was a bit
tall. I wish I didn't have a house rental going on while Asher was a newborn.
So you wish you had your home to come home to?
No. Yes.
Essentially, like settled. It's okay.
Fuck,
take
I'm
a second.
dying here. I wish that I was there more because I was here making sure everything was going smoothly. We were dealing with like a really shit contractor, so it pulled me away, and it made it seem like I didn't want to be there, but I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So that was really. I wish that we didn't do the reno. I wish we got it done before. And it was hard locking down a contractor. It was a whole fucking
okay. So
thing.
like but the main point there is you wish you had a house that was done that you can come home to.
Get it done before. Don't do it during, because like
it's exactly what we did. But actually, no, that's not. Never mind. I'm lying. I did exactly what you did.
Yeah, and it sucks because
I lived with my parents on Jamie's mom's. But that was
but that was a 10-minute drive, not 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like there were nights when I slept here on a fucking mattress upstairs to make sure everything was going smoothly, that it was going to get in time.
What are they doing at nighttime?
It was because I would come and paint with Simon at night.
Oh,
right. So we were trying to get the house ready, and it just that really sucks.
Okay, so what else did you get? What else did you learn?
To be extra patient, because you have no idea what your wife is going through, your partner or whatever it is. You have no idea what she's going through, and her hormones are all out of whack. She's trying to keep this baby alive. It's
post birth.
Post birth, yeah. Be extra. If you think you're being nice, amp it up by 10.
Yeah.
Amp it up by 10. Because like she just brought your child into this world, and she will take you out of it.
To save that child.
Right? Like it's be extra.
That's a good, you know what? I take that, and dads out there, do that all the time.
All the time.
Be extra always.
Always. Be extra always.
Be extra always.
Yeah, because it's
the fucking
no matter, like we said at the beginning, no matter how hard it is on us, it's even harder on them.
And I don't know. Like I don't even think it's not even about, or at least to me, it's not about like. That's the problem that you can get into. Those are where the fight starts. So the fights with me and Jamie or whatever is like, who has it worse currently? Like, and it's not just about when the baby's born, but like later on, like I had to do this.
I'm talking about the baby stuff. We're not talking about life in general.
No, but this is about being this is all stems from being a husband and a dad. It's it's like you have these tired moments, and someone's watching the kids, or someone's doing this, and someone has working, and someone's that. It's always, that always kind of happens. So being conscious of that.
Being a partner. Just be a partner.
Yeah. So in other words, it's not a competition of who has it worse.
Yeah.
things are not always going to be great, and so you got to work together, like you said, a partnership to lift each other up, to lift your significant other up, whoever that may be.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things, biggest takeaways is it always gets better. No matter what shit you're in and like the baby's crying all night or whatever, it gets better. He'll go and just smile at you and it goes so fast.
That's what I was saying.
Dude, like we're almost a year into this podcast.
But it's funny because you said a few podcasts ago, because I recall it, you're like, yeah, like Asher was going through some tough nights. He was probably colicky or whatever it was at the time. And you're like, it's 3 days so far. It's like, I feel like we're gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you'll see, like when it's over, you will barely even remember that moment. Because A, you're dealing with all new moments, and B, it goes quick. So you look back, you're like, it wasn't so hard. And that was my whole like argument to you, or my proposal to you about having a second kid, because all that crazy stuff that you remember that you're in, it seems overwhelming. Later you're like, it wasn't that bad. We're here now. And you're like, maybe I can do it again. Right. So that's how you kind of disconnect from those moments, because it is exhausting at first. Very exhausting.
It gets better.
So now you can see maybe having a second kid.
No, absolutely not.
You can picture
No, you're not getting my salary. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
But I'll use it to pay for your second kid's college.
Sweet. It gets better. And like, it's so crazy. Like for someone like me who was always on the fence about having kids, it was never a priority. Like I can't picture my life without him. And he's like my little buddy. Like it's so funny. Like I love hanging out with him. I love playing with him. I love, like even today I was like playing guitar with him and he's going and like strumming it and touching the strings and I'm changing the chords, like my chord hand. So it's like, and
it's
he's
the
loving
best.
it.
And I'm telling you, like as they get more aware and able to do more things and say more things, it gets so much better. So I was saying yesterday, like I was home with all my kids in rotations. Yeah. So first, I guess I'll show these pictures. I don't give a shit. First, when me and Alice were home, like we were in Sunny's room for some reason, just playing, and he saw on her shelf like she has like this kid like nail polish like set, like a spa kind of thing. And he sees it. He wants to play with all their toys always. It doesn't matter, like girl toy, boy. He just loves everybody's toys and everybody's things.
Yeah.
He wants to do what his sisters do.
You don't buy him any toys? Is that?
We do, but he wants what his sisters have, and a lot of the time what his sisters have are considered like girly things, and so like he likes like nail polish and these types of things because his sisters love it, right? He wants to be like them, and so he sees it and he's like, let's paint nails. Let's paint nail. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I paint. Mine came off because it's like really shitty nail polish. It peels.
Don't act like you even painted your nails before.
I'll show a picture. I painted them before. I don't care. I'll paint them now. It's whatever. So I painted his nails and he painted my nails and we put our hands next to each other. It was cute. It was funny. And then like he goes out, birthday party, whatever. Sonny comes home and I'm like just lying there reading. And I'm like, Sonny, like I just want to lie here and whatever. I'm like, just you can do my hair. So she like goes, gets a whole kit. She gets like hair bands and elastics and clips and does up my whole head. And those are like these moments like that you'll look back on like amazing. So all the amazing things he's doing now with just the guitar stuff and that little things, it gets even crazier, they become more connected to you. It's insane.
Like I'm so excited, and like I don't miss.
And you just can't hide it.
I don't miss anything from my old life. Like there's nothing that I miss, and
this all just sounds like amazing points of why you'll probably want another kid.
It's not good, dude. I'm telling you, it's not. Why take the attention away from him?
Not attention. It doesn't take it away. It shares it. You have so much attention and love inside
I just
you.
Have enough just for Asher.
It spreads it so nicely.
There's just an Asher size.
But you remember you said like now that he's here, I couldn't imagine living without him.
Exactly.
That's how you'd feel for your second kid. And you're like, of course,
no.
Of course.
There's nothing.
Yes.
It's not. It's actually.
I just want the paycheck, man. Can you just pay me off and I'll stop bringing it up on the podcast?
It's not gonna happen. No. It's just that. It just gets so much better. And like there's gonna be nights and there's gonna be days like I remember I had to go to my my company's Christmas party that we put on.
Holiday party.
The holiday
2024.
Party. Yeah.
Go on.
Holiday party. Yeah. So I had to go to
Celebration Day.
I was like, paying for part of it. I had to go. Asher was, I guess, 2 weeks old. I don't remember how the fuck I got there. I was so tired.
Oh, how long after? He was how long?
He was
2
like,
weeks?
it was like less, like 11 days or something. Yeah. And I had to show face, so I popped there for just the dinner for like 2 hours. And I went
the dinner for 2 hours. Sounds a long time for just a dinner.
Yeah, like I was maybe it was an hour. Well, I'm
Okay.
talking like driving back and forth, and it was like at Eagle's Nest or wherever the fuck it was.
Oh, up near me.
Yeah, so it was like,
Yeah,
and
far.
I was far.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting there or back because I was so tired. And
Well,
like you are going to feel levels, and everyone tells you you're going to be tired. You have no idea how tired you are going to be.
Yeah.
It is like so exhausting.
It is very exhausting, but it's manageable, I think, at the end of the day. Like, again, you're about to be with dad. Like, don't let that scare you.
Be scared.
It's tiring.
It's horrible.
But it's totally manageable.
It is not manageable.
You're here today for that reason.
A ghost. I am sick right now.
I told you the night that Joey, your son, was born, I DJ'd that night.
Yeah.
After like it was exhausting.
I was working the day.
No, but you're saying like you had a party 2 weeks later, or 11 days later. That night I had a party. It was like.
Did you feel bad going?
No, I didn't because. No, I didn't
you.
because I'm gonna pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
No, because it was known.
She gets it.
It was known, yeah, and it was at a time where
what baby was this? Joey?
Joey, I think.
First baby.
First baby.
And you just left.
I didn't just
Like,
leave.
yeah,
I said goodbye.
You're good. You guys. She's breathing.
But don't you say goodbye? Don't you say goodbye?
Like-
I said goodbye. She wasn't breathing at first. She came out purple. I ever tell you that? It's fuck.
Yeah.
But things. All my kids, Sonny and Joey, were in the hospital for 2 or 3 weeks, like going back and forth with jaundice and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was overwhelming. Atlas had a liver problem. He had to have that was a whole thing. I think and he had like he had to have surgery on his balls. Remember that? Yeah. I said that. No.
No.
A while ago, he had kind of like a hernia, I guess.
Oh, okay. That's common.
Yeah, man, it's so crazy. Anyways, you get tired a lot throughout this whole process.
It's stressful.
But when they become more independent, it does get easier. Like I'm feeling it now with Joey and even Sonny. Like, although there's new problems.
Well, I was just gonna say it's
rising,
a new set of shit.
But really the independence part of it is really what makes you the most tired when they're not independent. So like when the independence starts to come, although there's other shticks you got to deal with from that age, the independence actually really lightens the load of being tired and perpetually like exhausted or feeling because when they're awake, it's just as tiring. Like you have to like entertain them and stuff and be with them and now like Joey will like do her own thing or Sonny and her will go play in their room.
Yeah.
Like they did a whole spa in their room today with their friend. Like I cut up cucumbers for them they put in their eyes. They made them fake like face masks. I gave them all these like tools and things and then just went up and they did it for hours.
Nice.
So that independence, I think, is a good first like.
It's a whole other set of worries
point.
that start coming in when they get older.
Yeah, it's not about worries. It's just more about like tiredness connected to like.
It's just
that stuff.
perpetually being tired.
It's
That's
okay.
what I've
though.
noticed.
I think if you accept it, it becomes easier.
Well, yeah, no, I've accepted it. It's just getting your brain to adapt to those tired times. But
So man, I think we got some tips out there.
that biggest thing when you're
what?
about to bring a pillow and a sheet
And a sheet. Just the tips. We should call this episode just the tips.
just the tips.
Right?
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, maybe we can't do that. I don't know how YouTube works.
We'll get blacklisted. Yeah, but
Blackballed.
it's fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Was it fun for you going down like this like recent memory lane of like the things that you went through? Like was that an experience?
It just constantly blows my
got to
mind
talk
how
about it?
fast it goes by, and just to like cherish those little moments, like hearing them laugh for the first time, and the smiles, or like the air humping, or the first.
They all go
foods.
hand in hand.
Like it's like all like the little firsts.
All of it
are-
flies. When your parents say to you, and maybe they don't say this anymore, but like they're like, wow, like time really flew. Like you're so old, like you get to that point, like you remember probably still like when Joey was born. Like it was like yesterday when like we were at my house and whatever.
I just
She's
saw those photos.
turning 9.
I know it's crazy.
Right, 9, a 9-year-old.
Yeah, Brooklyn,
Right?
my
Like-
dog's 11 upstairs. Like it's
Yeah, Ruby's is also 11,
like
right?
it's crazy.
It's nuts how fast that time goes. So get through it together with or without your partner. You know, not everyone even has a partner, right? Like,
Or use us as your as your dad.
yeah.
crew.
If you ever need another tip or like support, like and subscribe.
No, just message us.
Yeah, send us a message. We've had some good messages.
We have, yeah.
Which
You
I do appreciate.
We are growing. It's awesome. We got some exciting stuff coming up. But in the meantime, if you are listening to our voices and my sick voice on any of our audio platforms, Spotify,
You don't need, wherever your
wherever you're podcasting, make sure you rate us 5 stars. It helps us out. It gets more ears in front of us. And if you're using your
And
eyes
eyes on
if you're
us.
using your eyes and watching us on the YouTubes, which is our strongest platform. Thanks so much. We're almost at 12,000 subs now. We're at like 11,000 something. It's crazy.
I've fallen off. I haven't checked
It's still mind blowing to me that thousands of you come and listen to us every week and watch us.
Almost
but
every
make
week.
sure you almost every week.
We try our best, man. We're
tough.
dads.
It's tough. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe and that bell so you know when we upload. Leave us a little comment. Some of your tips. You want to leave some tips for other dads? Please do so. And
just the tips.
Just keep on going. Keep on trucking.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Paul.
And this has been
the Dad Collective podcast.
This is great.
Yeah.
Hit it.
The Dad Collective, that's the show. With two young dads to let you know the ups and